Electric Callboy are back with a brand new single called Elevator Operator. God damn it, every time these guys release a music video, they manage to generate a really good amount of hype, and it usually lives up to it. The last one, Ratatata, I think that's the right amount of tatas, was awesome. The video lived up to the hype, the song was great. I was so excited to see them at Download Festival, and then Electric Callboy didn't play because Nico had some sort of health issue, which was very sad. And then the weather was so bad that Baby Metal only played like 4 songs. But I did technically hear Ratatata from a distance whilst queuing for the toilet. Big fan of Electric Callboy. I saw them in their own solo set not that long beforehand, and they were so good. They've got a very clever way of creating these like bizarre situations and like costume sets and stuff like that with all of their music videos that encourage the fan base to come dressed as them. The amount of people I saw in full dress for either the techno train or the We Got the Moves guys with the moustaches, you know what I mean? Like it's like a fancy dress wardrobe in a single band, which is great because it encourages that kind of like loyalty with bands and all with fans and all that. So I'm all on board this Electric Callboy train, shall we say. So yeah, let's just jump straight in and see what Elevator Operator is like. Not sure if this one's got any cameos or not. I know I've literally just started it, but every time I see it from a distance, I forget just how short Nico is. I know that I forget the other guy's name, but the other guy I know is probably quite tall, but Nico is like so teeny.
You heard about a man, the lift controller, the lever king, I told you. Hop in and let the journey begin.
Oh, okay. That came out of nowhere. This is something about the campness. Like, they're so silly in their, even when they're lip syncing in the context of this video, but then the screaming he does is like hard. He screams hard, and unlike most of them where they normally save the screaming for the chorus or the pre-chorus, straight in there you get like half a verse scream. Someone's going to tell me who this is. I recognize him, or maybe it's not a voice. Again, where do you come up with the concept of this? Like, so it's like, well, we've done trains. We did a video about being in the gym. I know, why not have a like really scary lift somewhere? I mean, I appreciate their ingenuity, and again, the lyrical content, especially with the screamy stuff, is so at odds with like what you're seeing and the subject matter across the board. I don't know, it makes for a very interesting hodgepodge. Like, you got to give Electric Callboy their dues on that one. That they have managed to find quite a unique niche of being simultaneously really quite heavy, having some moderate techno stuff in there, also having quite poppy choruses. Nico's voice is absolutely awesome, and they're the most bombastic, silly videos of all time. I'm already liking where this is going. It's very ridiculous. Cats.
I really wanna be like him. I wanna be with him. Forget about that. Hands up in the sky, and we keep getting high. Imagine down in this level that you cannot deny. We're glowing light.
It's interesting that they're using Nico as a slightly more rhythmic. Like, he's not really rapping, but he's definitely more rhythmic in his delivery in these verses. But I guess that makes sense because the backing for this one's quite sparse. It's basically just that synth line for the verses, right? Maybe a bit of drum until Screamy Man starts screaming. It's interesting because he's got such a fantastic voice, which I know they're utilizing in the choruses. I just enjoy that he moves up and down and all around. I thought lifts only did One Direction. That's some fun with the green screen here, I think. I'm assuming that he is an actor lip syncing for the chorus, right? And Nico is the one singing that chorus. I recognize that dude, but he does not strike me as a singy boy. I might be wrong on that one. But yeah, no, it's interesting choice. And I like that the camera lens, especially for the top angle, is slightly fisheye. And he's actually taller than Screamy Man, which makes it good lord. Nico would actually have to jump quite high to headbutt him. sounding very German right now. Nice, okay. Ooh, I like the little panning thing there. That was nice. I mean, we were expecting like a full, really heavy payoff at some point in there, which I'm glad has hit. But the way that they had those screams pan in the background as it fades out one side, one side, one side, one side, it was a really nice little production detail. Again, there's something about Electric Callboy you can always say their production is usually pretty fucking tight. Nice. That was lovely. I love that little stereotype, the elevator music stuff being played there for a second, but it's in the right key. It fits lovely. It's like this nice little gap in between some more of the heavy stuff. Lovely little detail there. Okay. Okay. That was a really weird choice of reference or whatever you want to call that, because that da 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 da, you know, that's like a very, very a rhythm as old as time itself. So I wonder why they chose that to fit in there for that bit. But I do notice a lot of the time with Electric Callboy stuff, they always try and have either a non-verbalized sort of like screamy section. They have a something that is easy to pick up on and have the crowd react to, which is very smart. It means you can hear the song once and sing along to at least a part of it, which is, yeah, I think is always a benefit. Yeah, the top-down shot there is nice. Is that like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reference there? You know, take the glass elevator up through the top of the ceiling. End up in fucking Snowpiercer. And of course there's space, and for some reason there's a monkey or a baby. What the fuck? You gotta give them credit. I was just sitting there thinking, actually, they didn't need a lot of sets there. There's basically one nightclub they probably hired out for a night, and then like a set somewhere where they built rigged up a fake interior for a lift and with a green screen in front of it. But thinking back to a lot of the other previous Electric Callboy songs, most of them are actually only a couple of sets too. They just use them really well. I don't know, I think they're very obviously just extraordinarily charismatic people. They usually have some interesting like visual gimmick, whether they're in space or they're in a gym or whatever it is, but they you know, they definitely don't skimp. I think they do small scale but high quality, which is definitely the way to go around and go about it. Music wise, that was definitely not my favorite one, but I did still quite like it. It strikes me as one that will get catchier, but as somebody who is like a sort of a singer in his spare time, I prefer the ones that are a little bit more melodic, and that one was definitely weighted more towards the screamo stuff, which is fine. I still like that. I reckon that one's super fun live as well, because that's probably one of the heavier ones they've released in recent years, I'd have argued. So like every sort of set and, you know, things like that need to have that balance, but I like that one less just because there's slightly less melodic stuff in it. The music video was hilarious. I'd love to know who that guy was who was in there. I get the feeling he's an actor who is just lip syncing for the choruses, but I recognize him. He's got one of those faces, and then you just put him in the, you know, the glasses that make you look like you do sex crimes, and you know, he's a new character. So I like that from that perspective. The little bits and pieces where they kind of had the little cutout, and then they had you know, the elevator music, and then they had the da bit were interesting. They definitely shook up the formula. Yeah, I don't know. It was fairly standard Electric Callboy fare, to be fair. But that's not a bad thing, because I really like standard Electric Callboy fare. So yeah, I don't know whether this is attached to another album, or whether or not they've just been like bashing out singles whenever they can, which seems to be the tactic at the moment, actually. I've noticed quite a lot of other bands in recent times just kind of chucking out singles when they finish them, really, just to try and keep the hype train constantly going. You know, the Struts released Pretty Vicious last year, and then put out, well, the year before, sorry, and then they put out Can't Stop Talking last year, which, as far as I can tell, is not attached to an album, or even like deluxe edition of the previous ones. You know, I get it, just keep the audience entertained, and they absolutely do that. I love Electric Callboy. I'm so glad that I discovered them. I think We Got the Moves is probably going to remain my favourite one for now. Actually, that's a good point. Let me know in the comments, what is your favourite Electric Callboy song? I know I'm probably going to end up getting a lot of like old school fans who are all in there for like before Nico joined the band. I don't know that stuff that well. I've seen them live, so I've heard a few of the older songs they've played, but generally speaking, I don't know that stuff that well. In fact, if there are some like good legacy Eskimo Callboy songs you want to recommend me, I'd be very interested to read those too. So thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.